What's the outlook for 2020 enterprise, do you think?
We're very bullish. I think there's a lot of opportunity in the times ahead. These markets that we're in, enterprise software, enterprise technology in general, these are very big markets, and we're in the very early stages of some big trends. The movement to cloud, obviously, digital transformation, most overused term in the industry, but it really means everyone has to become a software company, everyone has to become a technology company, everyone has to find better ways to interact with their customers, vendors. These are big opportunities.
It's been a volatile year, obviously, out here. What do you make of what you've seen?
I think that you've seen some of the thrash that's gone on with some of the newly public companies that I know you talk about on this show. I think getting out into the public markets is an exciting time. It's also one you have to do with the right predictability, the right forecast, and the right long-term approach. So I think we've seen a little bit of a lot of things lately in the markets.
You IPO'd traditionally. You did not do a direct listing.
We did.
We've had a vibrant conversation on this program with Brad and Bill Gurley and others about the future of going public.
Yeah.
Is it about to have a sea change?
I don't know. We went public 11 quarters ago. Not that I'm counting, but if I did, it would be 11. For us, the process was very good. Look, I think we've been in business coming up on 11 years. For the first 7-8 years as a private company, we spent a lot of time building relationships with our existing private investors, like Brad and others. And then when you go into the public markets, it's a brand new set of customers, but also business partners. And so you want to get to know them. So for us, I feel as though the process of the roadshow, of getting to know public market investors, of telling them our story, which is sometimes complicated when you think about traditional on-premise software and you think about the cloud and how it's all changing. I think that was a very good process and gave us the opportunity to meet some of these folks and build these relationships. And they get to buy stock at the IPO. They get to start building a position. They get to start building out partnerships. So for us, it's been a very good process.
You were captivated enough by the story. You're an investor in this company?
It really comes down to something that we talked about nearly a decade ago, which is we have a once in probably our lifetime re-architecture of the entire enterprise stack into the cloud. Okta was one of the leaders. You can't move to the cloud without choosing a solution like Okta. But I'm really intrigued, Frederic, just by this idea that we're still in the early innings. The pushback that I get from our investors is, how can we be in 2020? Everybody knows about the cloud. How can we possibly be in the early innings? Talk to us a little bit about how this time to value for CIOs at companies like United Airlines, what are they seeing, and why are we seeing this reacceleration in the Fortune 500 to the cloud and to companies like Okta?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you look at the data over the last 10 years, enterprise IT has gone from 3.2 to about $3.8 trillion. So that's 20% growth. Enterprise software has gone from about 220 to 440 billion. So that's 2x. Enterprise cloud has gone from 7 to about 100 billion. So that's 12x, but still very small. 100 billion on a $3.8 trillion enterprise number. That's why when you think about how people implement software, how they deploy it, if you think about the manufacturers of the microphone that we have, their job is to build the best microphone in the world. How well they run an email exchange server is not a competitive differentiator. So all of this kind of context software, whether it's collaboration, whether it's financials, whether it's HR, this should all move to the public cloud. It should be run by experts who do this for everyone at scale. And the microphone manufacturers should focus on how well they can build the microphone. And if you just look at the data, that's why when you talk about time to value, people say, look, I don't want to spend my precious software resources, because you talk a lot about developers on this show and software architects. There are very few of them. They're scarce. There's a shortage of hundreds of thousands of them in North America alone. So if you're fortunate to get some of these awesome developers in your company, you don't want them running an exchange server.
That's right.
You want them focused on how you can build the best technology for whatever your business is. And so that's why when you can get services like the cloud, and I've been in the business about 25 years, so I grew up in the client server world, implementing software, resetting it, maintaining it, upgrading it, very little value. With services like Snowflake, you just had Frank on, or Okta, or a lot of these cloud services, you get up and running much more quickly. So the ROI, the return on investment is there, the total cost of ownership, and as you said, the time to value. They just get value out of these services much more quickly than they did in the past.